we'll be looking at the stories that made it the front pages of our national dailies. We're starting with Daily Trust. Right in front, we have the private side of Buhari by children. That is on pages 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8 on a Daily Trust newspaper. At the top left, we have what you should know about federal government's housing scheme. That is on page 31 of the Daily Trust newspaper. 36 commissioners oppose Senate's Electricity Act Amendment Bill. That's on page 27 of the Daily Trust. A final honor for ex-president as FEC holds special session. That is on page 6 of Daily Trust. Miriam, take the other paper away.
And now in Portugal, boldly written is electricity subsidy jumps to 220% to 2 trillion naira. The details on page 21 of the Punch. At the top right, ADC kickstarts 2027 manifesto drive. Top left, Nimasa shot 2 fuel loading terminals over security breach. Down below the Punch as Tinubu immortalizes Buhari with Unimade renaming amid fake glowing tribute. At the down below by the left, Dangote halts fuel discount scheme amid fraud allegations. On Dohoro, landlord accomplices nabbed over varsity students' murder. Ruling House kicks off a selection, insists on tradition. On the pages, you can get the details in page 18 of the Punch.
All right, joining us to review some of the headlines of the pages of today's newspapers is Nuruddin Abdullah, editor, 21st Century. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
All right,
thank you for joining us.
Nice to meet you.
Let's dive into Daily Trust. Right on the front page, we have the private side of Buhari by children, and I believe due to the fact that not a lot of people know, his private life, that would be an illustrious read. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, you're correct. His family, they lost their breadwinner, as Nigerians say. Maybe I read some of the former president like turtles, and what of him. But the truth is, this is not what Nigerians want, Buhari lived not as a private citizen. And every son, daughter, or wife will speak good of their departing breadwinner, you understand? But the verdict should be by Nigerians. He governed our Commonwealth for 8 years. So what are Nigerians saying?
Absolutely.
And more importantly, I think the lesson is this. For governors, for presidents, for National Assembly members, for anybody entrusted with political power. Anybody entrusted with political power is this. You cannot dictate how Nigerians will react after you depart. That's key. I see so many attempts, but another thing, maybe what the children are saying is maybe truthful, but 99% of what the politicians are saying is fake, and we all know it. Immortalization, this, and that. And more importantly, you talk about immortalization. Tinubu was reported to have staunchly rejected the renaming of Unilag after MK Abiola by President Jonathan. But now he's in power. He is now renaming University of Maiduguri, not Federal University Dusama or Transport University in Daura after Buhari. He is doing what he staunchly rose against in the past. So the most important thing, the lesson here, for me and for many Nigerians is this. You should know that if you are the president, senate president, whatever, you cannot dictate how Nigeria will remember you when you die. The most important thing, like the lesson, moral lesson for Buhari is, we saw how he was, Tinubu, yes, to be fair to Tinubu, he really honored him. Unlike what Buhari did to President Shagari when he died. No public holiday, he didn't attend the funeral. But Buhari, Tinubu did fantastically, I have to admit that. He sent a presidential plane. President Buhari's body was not put in the cargo. a thumbs up for Tinubu. And for others, Shagari didn't have that opportunity. Yeah. Even when Buhari went to, this is history, when he went to Shagari for condolence after all manner of talks across the country, he just wrote his name, M. Buhari, and put a date. He couldn't even say, rest in peace. He didn't utter a word. As if it was Shagari that offended him, whereas it was the other way around. He toppled a democratically elected president. So the most important thing here is this: we should know, president, senate president, governor, whatever. You can't dictate how Nigerians will remember you when you die. Buhari was sent there. The country, the seat of power was relocated to Daura. The country was shut down. But look how he, family members and what have you. The president was only interred into the mother earth with that white shroud. Nothing else. No power, no money. Only what he did when he was alive. So maybe when we, I'm taking that aspect so that our leaders should know. Know what you do. You are entrusted with a public trust, and you will be accountable for it when you die. That's key. Thank God we believe in either of the Abrahamic religions. We're either Muslims, Christians, or even Jews. And we believe in the hereafter. And we live because if you do something that, okay, you are very powerful, you just say, you will die, I will die. I will admit that. I think that's the lesson that we should learn. Not all these props ups and what have you. That's the key.
Okay. In another headlines, final hour for ex-president as FEC holds special session.
Well, I believe he has covered all of that. Maybe we
should.
Take,
okay, at the top middle is 36 commissioners oppose Senate's Electricity Act Amendment Bill. What will you say about that?
I don't know why the rejection. Before Buhari left office, he kind of deregulated the electricity sector, which was a very good development. Kudos to him. Meaning that state governments now, and even maybe at the two subnational, state and local government, you can own your electricity grid, which is a very fantastic development. You understand? Unlike now, let's say you are from Jigawa state government, you just decide to do maybe 200 kb or what have you. Before now, you have to transmit that to the national grid with one kind funny percentage before that was done. But now you can decide to, let's say in Duse, Jigawa state, you can do your own private, either hydro, gas, or whatever, to power the state capital alone, without that cumbersome nature of transmitting the power to the national grid with their poor infrastructure. So I don't know why the 36 commissioners are running against what the Senate is doing. But what Buhari did actually was a very fantastic development. He deregulated the sector so that states can have their own independent power supply without relying on the moribund national power grid.
All right.
That's okay.
Unfortunately, that is all we can take for the newspaper review. We've run out of time. Thank you so much, Nuruddin Abdullah, for being here. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
It was a pleasure having you on the newspaper review, Mr. Nuruddin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we've come to the end of Daybreak on Trust TV. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. so that you can catch Daybreak Extra and get involved in the conversations as well. As always, I'm Hawa Adamikiawa. Thank you for watching.
And I am Mariam Idris. See you tomorrow on Daybreak Extra. I am Mariam Idris. Have a nice day.